the sheriff's accidental bride. Lila May Bloom rides into Red Willow at sunset. Dust on her skirts and a lie ready on her lips. She only wants a warm meal and a quiet corner to disappear into. But the town is buzzing. A preacher is waiting, and someone mistakes her for a bride who never arrived. Before Lila can correct them, a deep voice cuts through the crowd. Sheriff Caleb Holt steps forward, grave and handsome, offering his arm with solemn courtesy. The moment their fingers touch, something unexpected sparks and the mistake becomes official. Caleb Holt has faced gunfire without flinching, but nothing prepares him for waking up married. Lila is all laughter and light, unsettling his carefully ordered world. He tells himself this is temporary ink on paper, nothing more. Yet, when she smiles at him over breakfast, teasing him gently, he feels a strange pull he can't explain. The town watches them closely, hopeful, curious. Caleb resolves to protect her reputation, even if it costs him his peace. They agree on boundaries. No affection in private. No feelings at all. But pretending in public requires holding hands, shared glances, and soft laughter that feels dangerously real. Lila slips easily into the role of wife, surprising Caleb with her grace. When he calls her Mrs. Holt for the first time, her heart stutters in. She hates herself for wishing it meant something. Days settle into a rhythm neither expected. Lila brightens the sheriff's house with flowers and music. Caleb fixes a loose stare, listens when she talks, and notices when she goes quiet. At night, separated by only a wall, they lie awake, thinking of each other. The silence between them grows tender, heavy with everything unsaid. Caleb laughs once at one of Lila's jokes, and she freezes. The sound is low, warm, and entirely for her. From that moment on, the distance between them shortens. He walks her home slower. She waits for him by the door. Neither admits how much they look forward to these small moments that feel like beginnings. Lila notices how Caleb watches her when he thinks she isn't looking as if memorizing her, it scares her. No one has ever looked at her like she's something to keep. She reminds herself that this is pretend, that she always leaves. Still, when Caleb brushes her knuckles accidentally, she doesn't pull away. One quiet evening, rain tapping against the windows, they dance slow and clumsy, laughing softly. The world narrows to the space between them. Caleb's hand rests at her waist, steady and sure. Lila tilts her face up, breath trembling. They almost kiss. Almost changes everything. Caleb realizes the truth with terrifying clarity. He loves his wife, not the idea of her. Her, the way she hums when she's nervous, the way she pretends not to care, but always does. He vows not to push, not to claim what might vanish if he reaches too fast. Trouble rides into town, wearing familiar faces. Lila's past has found her. Fear tightens her chest, and she pulls away from Caleb, convinced she doesn't deserve the safety he offers. Caleb senses the change and aches at the distance growing between them. Lila finally tells him everything. The running, the lies, the reason she never stays. Caleb listens without judgment, his heart breaking open. He tells her quietly that she's already home, that she doesn't have to earn love to deserve it. She cries in his arms, and the pretending ends. Danger comes for Lila, and Caleb chooses her without hesitation. Badge or not, he stands between her and the world. Lila sees then what real love looks like, not loud, not flashy, but steadfast and sure. Terrified of ruining him, Lila leaves before dawn. Caleb wakes to an empty house and a silence that feels unbearable. He realizes love has made him brave and reckless. Terrified of ruining him, Lila leaves before dawn. Caleb wakes to an empty house and a silence that feels unbearable. He realizes love has made him brave and reckless. Lila breaks. She chooses love over running. They kiss slow, certain, full of everything they've held back. The world feels right for the first time in her life. They marry again, this time with intention, laughter, and vows spoken from the heart. Red Willow celebrates, but the real magic is in the way Caleb looks at Lila's. If she's the best thing that ever found him. The sun lowers itself gently behind the hills of Red Willow, turning the sky the color of promises kept. Evening always comes slower here now, as if the land itself has learned to savor peace. Lila Holt leans against the porch railing, warm wood beneath her palms, her skirts stirring in the breeze. She watches the town she once planned to vanish from the bakery window glowing. Children chasing fireflies, the familiar rhythm of life humming steady and kind. Once, she believed places were temporary. That happiness was something you borrowed before returning it to the world. Now, she knows better. Caleb steps up behind her without a sound, as he always does. He slips his arms around her waist, resting his chin against her shoulder. The gesture is so natural, so deeply theirs, it still steals her breath. His presence is solid and calm, a quiet promise she never has to outrun again. "You're smiling," he murmurs. "I'm remembering," she says softly. He kisses the curve of her cheek, then her temple unhurried. Caleb has always loved her, this way, like there is nowhere else he needs to be. Like time bends gladly around them. They stand together, watching the sky change. Years have passed since the day they married on purpose, but the wonder has never dulled. Love didn't soften Caleb's strength, deepened it, and love didn't tame Lila's wildness, it gave it roots. Inside the house, laughter lingers in the walls. A shared life lives there. Muddy boots by the door, letters tucked into drawers, mornings that begin with kisses and end with whispered prayers of gratitude. Some nights, Caleb still reaches for her in his sleep, as if to make sure she's real. Lila always answers by lacing her fingers with his, grounding him just as he grounds her. "I used to think love was loud," Lila says quietly, "dramatic. Something that burned fast and left ashes." Caleb turns her gently to face him. His eye steady, earnest, endlessly kind hold hers. "And now I know, it's this," she replies. "Choosing, staying, waking up, and knowing I'm not alone." His throat tightens, emotion flickering across his features the way it always does. When she speaks truths he feels too deeply for words. He presses his forehead to hers, breathing her in like home. "You never were," he says, "but I'm grateful you let me be the one who proved it." The stars begin to appear, one by one. Somewhere down the street, music drifts into the night soft, familiar. Caleb offers his hand. Lila takes it without hesitation, just as she has every day since she stopped running. They dance slowly on the porch, wrapped in each other, the world gentle and wide around them. There are no spectators now, no expectations to meet. Only love quiet, enduring, and fiercely chosen. Once Lila rode into Red Willow by accident. Now she stays because she belongs. And Caleb Holt, the man who never planned on love, thanks every star in the sky for the mistake that gave him forever. And as the night settles fully around them, Caleb draws Lila closer, her head fitting perfectly beneath his chin, as if the world shaped them for this moment alone. The past no longer pulls at her heels. The future no longer frightens him. What remains is this two hearts, finally at rest, beating in time with the land that witnessed their becoming. The wind carries the scent of sage and home. The stars bear silent witness. And in the stillness, where no one is running and nothing needs fixing, love simply exists, whole, unhurried, and enough. She rode in by accident. She stayed by choice. And together, they became the place each other had been searching for all along. Like and subscribe. Aurora Tale Wild West. God bless.